Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Dynasty Drip. Today, I'm coming at you with another Dynasty Stash video. The one last week, I know you guys enjoyed, so I want to get another one out to you. Thank you for coming to the channel. I'm Sam. If you haven't been here before, I appreciate it. Make sure to like the video, hit subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the NFL season. And just, the more likes, the more subscribes, the more comments, all of that stuff. That's what makes me and really pushes me to just keep giving content to you guys. So I appreciate you coming to the channel. But let's get into today's video, a little Dynasty Stash video, a classic topic. It's year round, dude. So first one I want to go over, and this guy could be owned if you're more in a tight end premium league, but in a normal league, or if for some reason he is on the waiver wire in your tight end premium league. Orende Gadsden II, could be butchering that name. Tight end for the Chargers, though. Had his best game of the year. Still a pretty low snap percentage for him, but he did have 7 targets, 5 catches. Seemed to be a little involved. And when it comes to the Chargers tight end room, Will Dissly, Tyler Conklin, I'm not super afraid of that. So let's see what happens. Can he start to see the field more? He's going to be buried as a pass-catching option, but tight end's tough. Tight end's fickle, man. I think he's worth the stash if you're able to go get this guy in your Dynasty League just to see what happens, because that offense is absolutely cooking. So another one, and like I said, this could be a little more shallow. These next 2 players, these are speculative, and they could already be owned. I've seen them get dropped in a lot of my Dynasty Leagues. Some of them they're owned, some they're unowned. But Chris Rodriguez Jr., running back for the Commanders, everyone wants it to be Bill Krosky-Merritt, but Rodriguez was still involved, as was the other guy I want to talk about, Jeremy McNichols. So we can just talk about both of these guys, but when it comes down to it, they are potentially still just going to be involved in this offense. And if an injury happens to one of these 3 players, maybe one of them gets a little more share and you can ride them a little bit more. I would still bet on it being Krosky-Merritt come the end of the year. He is a rookie. So just because he wasn't the most involved of these 3 this week doesn't mean come week 12 that he's not going to be the one you want to own. But I do think Chris Rodriguez and Jeremy McNichols are players that should be owned and rostered in your Dynasty League just because they have a little upside being on the Washington offense, and they both showed enough this week that they can break some plays if you have to play them. Now, it's a little deep, and obviously it's not an exciting kind of guy. It's not a rookie kind of player, but I think they should be owned. Talking of not rookie players to be stashed or just picked up in your Dynasty League, Sterling Shepard. I mean, he's been involved-ish in the Bucs offense, but the thing is, if Mike Evans is going to miss some time, we're still waiting on Chris Godwin to come back. Shepard's probably going to see an increased role while those guys are still out. Obviously, Ibuka is going to have a monster role. But Sterling Shepard, especially in a PPR league, should have enough target volume to maybe be a potential deep flex player. Maybe you play in a deeper league. Maybe you've been hit with a bunch of injuries. I think you may be able to just pick up Sterling Shepard and start him or spot start him a couple of times for your Dynasty League. Now, don't expect this guy to grow in volume over his career or grow in value. This is more of a this season kind of move, but the Bucs like him. Baker likes him. I could see him getting a little more involved come the next couple of weeks with the injuries there. Next one, Jalen Tolbert. Same thing with an injury to CeeDee Lamb, probably going to miss about a month or so. I think Jalen Tolbert is probably going to be the guy that steps in a little more and sees some of those snaps. He's been an okay player. He's had some decent stretches for the Cowboys. He's not going to be a CeeDee Lamb replacement, obviously, but he should see his targets increase. So if he is sitting out there on your waivers, which he may or may not be, none of these are guaranteed, but I'd pick him up to see what happens. Maybe he catches fire. You can use him. Maybe he has a couple good games. You can trade him to the CeeDee Lamb owner, something like that. I don't know if I love the future for Jalen Tolbert, but I do think he should be owned just with the situation happening in Dallas. And the same should be said for Kevontae Turpin and Ryan Flournoy, the other guys that are possibly going to fill in for the Cowboys with CeeDee Lamb out. Turpin's interesting. Maybe they try to get him some more touches. I think he's probably the most likely guy to maybe be owned along with Jalen Tolbert. Flournoy would be a deep add. I liked him as a stash last year. Didn't really turn into much, but with some injuries, maybe another injury happens. We don't really know. I don't hate this guy being like the 28th guy on your roster or something where you pick him up, you hold him for a month. if nothing happens, you cut bait and you pick up the backup QB to your starting quarterback or something. Those are always guys that I think kind of as we get towards the end of the season, those are moves I like to make. Same thing for Turpin. If he's going to be involved, we'll see what happens. And just to finish the video off today, these are all three players I spoke about on last week's stash video: Jalen Coker, Malik Washington, Rasheen Ali. I guess I'll add Torrey Horton in there as well, dude. He was the first guy on my video for last week, so I love seeing him go for a big game. If you picked him up, you loved what you saw. If he's out there, definitely go get him. But at this point, I think you may have missed it. But Jalen Coker, Malik Washington, Rasheen Ali, still guys I want to be stashing in my Dynasty leagues. Jalen Coker is still on IR. Xavier Legette has shown absolutely nothing. So I think Coker may be a guy when he returns from IR. Malik Washington seemed to be pretty involved in the in the Miami offense. Now, his ceiling's going to be capped if Tyreek Hill's there. But if Tyreek Hill or Waddle, something happens to them, or one of them gets moved, probably Tyreek Hill, right? I could see Washington becoming more of a full-time player and kind of working into more of a PPR lineup. He kind of is that short and fast guy that you want to get the ball to. So we will see what happens. And Rasheen Ali, just a deeper handcuff for the Ravens backfield. Justice Hill obviously is like the main handcuff, but I don't know if he's going to be an every down back. So I think Rasheen Ali, someone should at least be rostered, as he has been seeing the field a little bit for the Ravens. But just in general, in addition to these guys, handcuffs are people I want to be wavering and stashing in Dynasty leagues if you can. They are the ones that can return the most immediate impact. You trade them to the owner right away, that sort of stuff. But thank you guys for coming to Dynasty Drip today. These stash videos are quick. In general, if you have space on your roster, pick up these guys, see if they blossom into something. If you don't like what you see in a couple weeks, drop them, pick up a new guy, just rinse and repeat. Make sure to hit like, comment who you are stashing in Dynasty below as well. Make sure to hit subscribe as we try to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the NFL season. I appreciate you guys for coming to Dynasty Drip. I'm Sam, if you haven't been here before, and have a good day, y'all.